Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind. You may be wondering at this point if you've clicked on the wrong episode, or perhaps if you have, if I've uploaded the wrong episode, in fact. No, do not adjust your set. Basically, at the end of the previous episode, the game crashed just as I was on my way up the hill towards Argenthan, which you can see in the distance there. Unfortunately, what happened then is I reloaded the game, continued, chokeweed for the win, continued, went back into Argenthan, looted a few extra gems and bits and bobs here and there from a few rooms and things, and came back out again, came all the way back here, spent a night in the Fighters Guild, sold all my stuff. Got a little bit of training in got 1 point in alteration and 1 point in mysticism, which used up practically all my gold, in fact, by the way. Because apparently training is way more expensive than I remember it being. And then I decided that I was going to head off, catch a boat to Sadrith Mora, and, which is over here somewhere, and go hunt down this Ashlander for the Morag Tong, which we were told to do as part of our writ, which is one of these two here, and that's Taurus Sarin. That's also Taurus Sarin. That's, this guy, Odaisha Yasal Mibal. Yes, gonna go track down this guy. And unfortunately, just as I was coming up here to talk to the Siltstrider gentleman, to get ourselves a trip to Vivec, followed by a boat trip to Sadrith Mora, the game didn't really crash. What happened was my recording software crashed, which is very rare indeed. And I really hope it doesn't become a problem, because what happened was it basically completely corrupted everything I'd recorded from that crash up on the hill over there to now. So unfortunately, and because I don't have any previous saves I can fall back on, within that time frame, unfortunately, guys, I'm afraid you've completely missed out on the looting expedition I went on in Argenthan. Now, to be fair, it wasn't very interesting. There wasn't much to be found. I was basically just scraping out the few bits that I'd missed the first time around, and I did find the door at the bottom, which was opened with the key Hasfat and Tabalis gave me. However, all I found in there was a tunnel which contained a few dwarven spider bot things and 2 completely and utterly empty chests, which were both locked and trapped, I might add. So, yeah, the game basically just sort of said "fuck you" to me at that point, and so I came back here, and that's really all you missed. I really apologise for that. It was completely beyond my control. The recording software just shit its pants, and it just corrupted the entire recording. So that really sucks. But there's nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. And like I said, what you missed was not actually that exciting. It was very time-consuming, running around, going all through all those steel kegs and crates and barrels and things. But really, it wasn't very interesting to watch, in my honest opinion. So never mind. We'll just have to move onwards and forget it ever happened. So anyway, like I said, it is right now 6 PM. Oh. Maybe we should... No, we can find somewhere to rest in Sadrith Mora, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Or Vivec when we get there. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I thought it was the morning. It's actually the evening. Never mind. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go off to Vivec, and then we'll find a boat from Vivec to take us to Sadrith Mora. I had originally considered the idea of going cross-country all the way to Sadrith Mora. However, I also decided that would be ridiculously dangerous, and would probably use up all our health potions and resources in doing so. Plus, I'd actually like to see Sadrith Mora. Now, I don't remember whether or not I talked about this in the bit that got corrupted, or whether I talked about it just in general in the bits that you guys have seen, but what I did say is I'm strongly considering maybe going with House Telvanni actually over Red or Halu. So you know, Fathis and myself, obviously, want to go and see Sadrith Mora, the sort of council seat of House Telvanni, for ourselves. Yeah, so our next pilgrimage, as part of the Pilgrim's Path here, by the way, if anyone asks, the text is smaller because I enabled an option I forgot to enable before in the Morrowind code patch, which makes the text a bit smaller, so you get more words per page anyway. The next pilgrimage we have is the Shrine of Justice, and that's all the way up here in Gnesis, which has been marked on our map because we've read the book. Which is obviously on practically the opposite direction to the way we want to go, so yeah, that's not going to happen, I'm afraid. That'll probably be the next thing we do, I suppose. So yeah, I'll stop wittering. And let's go to Vivek, shall we? Let me just quick save first. After all that, you know. 39 gold. Not too bad, we can afford that. Could have suppose have teleported with the Mages Guild now I think about it, but honestly oh dear. Environment's being a bit choppy. I think I need to, yeah. Reduce your view distance again. There's something I like about fast travelling via boats and silt striders, because it actually takes time, so that you arrive there in the evening like now. So yeah, I think we're probably quite tired out. It's been a long day. So what we're going to do is hopefully rent a bed here, I think, actually, in Demi's Den. However, since we're here, actually, we did that little side quest in Balmora where we poisoned that guy's dinner. And we're in Vivek now. I could always just recall back to the Morag Tong place and hand that quest in, and I think maybe I will. We can sleep here instead. Maybe we'll get a nice reward, who knows. Tarostral.
Is there something you need?
Yes. What is it, Father Sylvan? Have you completed the sensitive matters we discussed? Well done. Mephala wishes to speak with you directly. This is a great honor for you. Approach her altar. Whoa. Okay.
You have done well, mortal. There are some things that must be done to preserve the order, and it will be amusing for me when this business comes to light. I look forward to it. Take this ring, mortal. Through the brightest day, it will carry you with speed and stealth. Leave me now.
Okay. Bloody hell. Yeah. Well. Oh, wow, okay. I wasn't expecting that. She gave us a ring. The Ring of Khajiit. Cast when you used invisibility for 10 seconds on self, fortify speed 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. For a ring worth 18,000 gold, that's not tremendously brilliant, is it? Let's be honest. I mean, I can get half of that effect from my Ring of Aversion worth 75 gold, so... but whatever. Thank you, Mephala. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. Jeez. Well, anyway, never mind. Since we're here, I wonder if we can get our hands on some armor. You know, some of this nifty Morag Tong armor. Since we're going out into the wilderness and all that sort of thing, we could use all the help we can get. It might be better than this Chinon armor, if nothing else.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Presumably I can buy it from someone, maybe?
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
No, you do spells. What about you? Well. Not at my rank. Maybe he does sell it, but yeah, not on my rank. He doesn't do training either. That's such a pain in the bum. I wish they'd just give me some. None to be found. Oh well, never mind. Let's get a night's sleep. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hello, Rogdor. Good morning. Armor in that one. More tongue armor though. Sadly. I suppose you barter, do you? No, you don't. Maybe I can get some at another guild hall? If not like the one here in Vivek, you know.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Well then. Well, that was interesting. We got to speak to a Daedric prince, however briefly. Which is pretty cool, I think, personally. So... Blimey, okay. The rat infestation has returned. One lurking around in here, perhaps? No? Okay. Lock level 50. I might be able to get that open, you know. Where is my lockpicking spell? Ugh, well, I'm not going to get it open like that, am I? And it's trapped anyway, so you know what, forget it. Let's just go. In fact, I will, just to save time, and to break up the recording so that if it does corrupt again, I won't lose so much. I will see you guys when I reach the docks. Okay, we have arrived. Let's head down to the docks, talk to this very, very chatty boatman from what I remember. And, Bernadette's imports. I wonder. I suppose I got one or two things I could sell out, like the ectoplasm I picked up in, Argenthan, which unfortunately, again, yeah, you guys missed. But, picking up ectoplasm's not really the most... Wow! Valma short sword. Want? Fucking Christ, look at that. Slash damage to 26. That's insane. Well, it's not insane, but it's pretty bloody good for a short sword. An unenchanted one at that. My god, she has some really good stuff. Look at all these quality potions. Ooh. Goodness gracious me. Would you like some ectoplasm? I could give her the Ring of Khajiit and basically trade it for fucking anything I wanted because it's that valuable. It's one of the peculiarities of Morrowind. You get items in this game which have an insane value that no vendor is ever going to be able to pay you the full price for. However, what you can do is you can give them an item like the Ring of Khajiit and you can use it to barter, pretty much barter for any number of items you want from them instead. Say if she had like a full suit of glass armor or something mad like that, I could just give her the Ring of Khajiit in return for it and I'd still turn a profit, you know. So, although I believe in Mournhold, which we won't be visiting for a very long time, admittedly, there's actually a museum which you can donate artifacts like the Ring of Khajiit, unique artifacts like that, to the museum, and they will give you a ridiculously large amount of money in return for it. If you want to get rich fast, go artifact hunting and sell it to the museum. Indiana Jones style. It belongs in a museum. Etc, etc. Anyway. We could do a bit of potion making. Perhaps we should. There it is. Falmer short sword. Sweet. Anyway. Let's do this quickly. Now, here's something I've not tried, and maybe I should. Mixing more than 2 ingredients together. Because in all the other Elder Scrolls games, and certainly in Vanilla Morrowind, as far as I'm aware, mixing more than one pair of ingredients together in that menu didn't really, you know, with the same effect on them anyway, didn't have any real effect. But perhaps with Morrowind Rebirth and the code patch and all that sort of stuff, it might stack. which means I could make better potions with a single effect, but hey. Are you now, or wait, you're Fathis Ulvin. Welcome, welcome. What Imperial entanglements can I help you avoid this day? I like this guy. I like him a lot. Oh, man. I tell you, Anno and Aram, when I'm ruling this place, I'm going to hire you as my personal boatman. Or shipmaster or whatever. What else has he got to say for himself, then? Seas in my blood, I was born at sea. Oh, yeah. My voyages. Not certain what you are implying. I'm a licensed and legal shipmaster now. What about the Frost Ghost, then? A beauty, isn't she? She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts. I've made a lot of special modifications myself. I won her in a gambling match. Bet everything I had on her against her former owner, a drunken Nord. By St. Olm's beard, was he upset when he lost. He would have attacked me, but collapsed in a drunken stupor first. He later came after me when I was preparing to sail her for the first time, but I had friends with me then, and his blood christened the Frost Ghost instead of mine. A very lucky omen. This guy's pretty great. I like him. What does he have to say about the Nerevarine? Yeah, just generic stuff. You play? Really? Why, I'll have to go see that. Count on Crass's plays to show plenty of half-naked females. Alright, Anno, and Aram, you can take me to, well, not Sadrith Mora, but the next... I know for a fact I think I can get a boat to Sadrith Mora from Ebonheart, so let's hop across the lagoon to Ebonheart, which is here, which is just across from where we were a little while ago. Yes, welcome to Ebonheart, which looks a bit different with Morrowind Rebirth, I have to admit. Who the hell are you? Zendaya and Tabalus. Any relation of, our mutual friend? Welcome, citizen Fathis Ulvin. She's a noble, apparently. I don't know, maybe Antabalus is a fairly common name. Well, no information for us, but still. Interesting. Right, we've got this ship fella here. Who will take us to a bunch of places, but not... Oh, he will take us to Sadrith Mora. Okay, cool. But since we're here, why not have a look around Ebonheart? Wow, yeah, it has changed quite a bit. Comberries, which are owned. Wow, this looks much more impressive than it used to in the original game. I approve greatly. The dragon statue doesn't look comically oversized anymore, for one thing. Constellations of Prayer. Nebia, Critias. Who are you? A monk and initiate of the Imperial cult. You are Ian. Oh, hello, Ian. This is a Duke's Guard. And he's silver armor, I think that's supposed to be. From what I remember. Doesn't seem interested in stopping to chat, so... That better not be Fargoth right there. It's not, thank God. Northgard Tower. Oh, crates that aren't owned. Jolly good. Well, this one is owned. These ones aren't. Now there is this barrel. Alright. Claudius. Hello, Claudius. Smith and Trooper of the Imperial Legion. Well, nice to meet you. Imperial Broadsword, eh? You don't barter, do you? No, you just just a regular old smith that works for the Legion, not a merchant. Which is fair enough, completely, I feel, actually. And we're inside the keep, kind of, now. Grief, Sujama, Mazte, rooms to rent, hot food. This is the 6 fishes. Yeah, there you go. Oh, hello everybody. Agning. Publican of the 6 fishes. Why am I having trouble saying that? 6 fishes. Ugh. He doesn't have anything terrifically interesting to say. Tell us about Ebonheart. Ebonheart is the imperial headquarters for Vardenfell district and a busy seaport. Duke Vadum Dren is the district's ruler and emperor's representative. The duke lives in Castle Ebonheart. The district council chambers and the Hawkmoth Legion garrison are also at Castle Ebonheart. The East Empire Company buildings and docks are outside the castle, facing Vivek to the east. Tell us about Vadum Dren. Duke Vadum Dren, Duke of Ebonheart, is head of the Grand Council and Uriel VII's representative on Vardenfell. Okay. You are... Who are you? Julan. Julan the Bard. Okay. Very heavily armoured Bard by the looks of things. That's the wine cellar. Alright, well, you know, it's just a tavern. It's nothing much to it, really. Oh, this also looks... Wow. Very different and very majestic. Good grief. They've sort of opened it all up a bit, haven't they? And turned it into a massive courtyard. I like it. Who are you guys? Yurise and Jadam... No, sorry. Juram Hidalur. This is the Skyrim mission. Why are you stood outside the Skyrim mission? It's the Argonian mission's over here, guys. Whatever. Who are you? Sadly with your training dummies. Brutus. You're for training. Okay. Agent of the Imperial Legion. Oh. You don't mind if I stab your practice dummy for a bit? Maybe with something that doesn't use magical charge when it hits something. Oh! I can level up! Sweet! Nice! Maybe when we get to Sadrith more, alright? That means our short blade is now 52. Sweet. What's it now? It's increasing a bit, but not very fast. Well then. Another Duke's Guard. Nice armor. Dren family has been prominent for many generations in House Hlalu. Ah, so Vadum Dren is a Hlalu. That makes sense, actually. Hello. Appels Matthias. What can I do for you today, citizen? I'm Appels Matthias. I recently arrived from Cyrodiil to inspect the security of Castle Ebonheart. Well, good for you. This is Castle Ebonheart. One would assume. Jonas Maximus. Hello. Grand Council Chambers. We're standing in the seat of government, guys. It's a big deal. Ledendith Triffith. I am Ledenneth Triffith, House Indoril Ambassador to the Grand Council of Vardenfell here in Ebonheart. Is there something I can do for you as the House Indoril Ambassador? You can tell me about House Indoril, I suppose. The Great House Indoril was founded by Lord Indoril Nerevar. It is hard to grasp the greatness of the Indoril without being born in it. We in House Drez are the last pure Dunmer houses. Outlanders are not welcomed in House Indoril. We are the champions of the temple and the natural leaders of the Dunmer. Right, so you're just even more fucking ultra-conservative than all the rest of them that are already here in Vardenfell, then. About House Drez. Firm temple supporters, they are a pious house and the last one besides Indoril that is still truly Dunmer. They know how to treat the beast races still. Oh, I accidentally exited the menu. Whoops. What about Hlaalu? Worshippers of fortune, strong. Supporters of the Empire as well. Some would use stronger words like lackeys, but that would be rude. What about Redoran? They are strong supporters of the temple and good warriors. I thought they had the proper attitude towards Outlanders, but since I have been here in Vvardenfell, it seems that has unfortunately changed for the worse. House Telvanni. No one denies their magical abilities, but their dedication to the true ideals of the Dunmer are questioned by some. Questioned by you mean? About the Empire. House Indoril was one of the 3 houses who fought against the invasion of Morrowind by the Empire, and we were rightly astonished when Lord Vivek signed the treaty with the Emperor Tiber Septim, ending the war and acknowledging that Morrowind was now a province of the Empire. The Lord High Councillor of the Grand Council, a member of House Indoril, actually refused to accept the treaty and also refused to step down as Lord High Councillor, saying that House Drez and Indoril would fight to the death. As a result, he was assassinated, and a member of House Hlaalu was named Lord High Councillor. This led to very violent and bloody revenge coups from House Hlaalu against House Indoril, in order to try and settle some old scores Hlaalu had against Indoril. We in House Indoril have not forgotten the Hlaalu treachery. After everything was settled between Morrowind and the Empire, many Indoril nobles committed honourable suicide rather than submit to the will of the Empire. I see. Good for you. That's a weird architectural feature, isn't it? Looks like an extractor fan, except it's not. Raylan Hlaalu. He's ambassador for House Indoril to the Vvardenfell Grand Council. Ambassador Triffith does not like it here, stuck in an imperial city, since he seems to think that that Vvardenfell is backward and rustic compared to the Morrowind mainland. He's a vocal advocate for House Indoril's rights here on the Grand Council. I will give him that. Yeah. Given that your surname is Hlaalu, I'm not surprised you're part of Grey House Hlaalu, let's be honest. Gallus Drenim. I am Gallus Drenim, the House Telvanni representative on the Vvardenfell Grand Council. Do you have business with me or House Telvanni? I don't know. House Telvanni is one of the great houses. We value talent, knowledge, and initiative. Perhaps you would like to join House Telvanni. What if I did? Go to Sadrith Moor and speak with the mouths in the Telvanni Council Hall. I wonder what she has to say about Ambassador Triffith. He's the ambassador for House Indoril to the Vvardenfell Grand Council. Like most Indoril, he thinks that Vvardenfell is nothing compared to the Morrowind mainland. He's intelligent and competent, I will freely admit. What about House Redoran? It's one of the 3 great houses on Vvardenfell. The Redorans talk and talk and talk and talk about duty and honour and piety, and their proper role in life. We Telvanni have a more pragmatic approach. Indeed. Wonder if there's a Redoran representative around here. Hello, who the hell are you? You're a person whose robe texture evidently is having some issues. Gandoza, Drez, Taram. Well, I'm guessing you're from House Drez then. Yeah, House Drez, ambassador to the Grand Council of Vvardenfell. The greatest of the great houses, Outlander. The Drez is still pure Dunmer, and we venerate the traditions and beliefs of our ancestors. The Imperials and Vvardenfell have not corrupted us. The beast races still know their place when House Drez is around. You will never be allowed to join House Drez, Dark Elf, in case you were thinking of that. What do you think of Ambassador Triffith? He is the House Indoril ambassador to the Grand Council here, and as am I for House Drez. Drez. Are you drunk? A great mayor, even if he is not of House Drez. What do you think of Hlaalu? They are no longer a Dunmer house. Outlanders sit on their council, and they have sold their Dunmer birthrights to the Imperials. Instead of enslaving the beast races, they are instead enslaved by the Empire and do not realize it. Indoril? Next to Great House Drez, the truest Dunmer house of all. Ambassador Triffith is a fine example of the best of House Indoril. They will never allow an Outlander like you to dishonor their house. House Redoran. Honourable Dunmer warriors. Outlanders know their place around the Redoran. At least that is so on the mainland. Vardenfell seems to have a corrupting influence on houses here, and Redoran is no exception. House Telvanni. A House of Dunmer still, although some tend to necromancy, they still realise true Dunmer must show the beast races their station in life, and they treat Outlanders the way they are deserved. Well, you know, if I end up joining them, I shall have a few things to say about that, but nevertheless. Dres Hortator. House Dres already has a Hortator. We are at constant war with the Argonian savages of Blackmarsh, who continually raid our plantations and destroy our property. And even if we did not, we would never let an anti-slavery outlander like... Oh. That dialogue option is not supposed to be there, I don't think. There are Mandas. Let me guess, House Redoran, judging by the ridiculous armor you're wearing. Could you possibly stop walking into the wall? House Redoran representative, yep. Strength of House Redoran is in our people and faith. We do not normally accept Outlanders, but if you can prove you are strong, we may have a place for you. Go talk to Neminda and Aldrune if you wish to see if you are a worthy warrior for House Redoran. What do you think about Ambassador Torum? She is the ambassador for House Dres to the Grand Council. During the day, she is often here in the Grand Council chambers. What about Trifith? Yeah, you've got nothing to say about them, have you really? Or much at all, in fact. Now I think about it. Never mind. Unhelpful. Sod. Right, well, that was interesting. Enough sightseeing. Let's get on with things. Let's get on that bloody boat. But yes, welcome to Ebonheart. And to be fair, that was actually an interesting little conversation we got to hear from all the House representatives about this and that. I must say, Telvanni looks more and more appealing, if only because it will piss off the Dres and Indoril guys. Now then. I am severely impressed with this stuff, though, I must say. In fact, I think there's a little bit out here. I saw a lighthouse or something. And some shacks. Yeah, here we go. Not much really, it's just a farm and a lighthouse, but hey, you know. Anyway. Still, I'm very impressed. Ebonheart was actually a bit well, we'll just say it wasn't my favourite town in this game. But, the Rebirth modder has really made some big improvements to this place. I seriously approve. Water troughs and stuff. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. It reminds me a bit of Daggerfall, actually. That's what it reminds me of. In fact, it reminds me a lot of Daggerfall. Anyway. To be fair, actually, most of the Imperial stuff in this game looks a lot like Daggerfall, as opposed to looking like, say, Oblivion. Just because Daggerfall came before this game, and that's what Imperial settlements looked like, according to the lore, as of the date this game was made. Sadrith Mora, 99 fucking gold, and it is a long way, so... Boom. Is that a fog descending above us? I think it might be. Well, here we are. We've gone from big square stone towers to this. Interesting, eh? We are currently all the way over bloody here. We came from Ebonheart down there, went all the way up here. Now we've landed here, and it's actually 10 PM. It was a long journey. This is Sadrith Mora, council seat of House Telvanni, and they seem to have their own take on a lighthouse, it seems. Interesting. This is a Telvanni guard. House Telvanni. We don't care about politics. We don't care what others think. We just want to be left alone, and our wizard lords and their mercenaries make sure no one bothers us. Yes. Speak to the mouths. We want to join. Heard about the gateway haunting. A ghost is haunting the south turret bedchamber. Somebody drives it out, and it comes right back. The gateway is too new to have its own haunts. Some sorcerer up to mischief is my guess, but it's ruining business at the gateway, and Angaredel, the prefect, is not happy. It'd be good if somebody would take care of it before someone gets hurt. Really? Crassus. Sadrith Mora. Sadrith Mora is the House Telvanni seat, home of the Telvanni Council House and site of Tel Naga, the Councillor Mage Lord Master Neloth's Wizard Tower. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yes, that Master Neloth. No, really, it's the same guy. Visitors cannot enter the town but must stay in the gateway, a merchant inn for outsiders. Retainers and kin of the Telvanni can travel freely in town. Many outlanders live here, but most are Telvanni mercenaries, craftsmen, traders, or slavers. Are they good? Any way into... we have no reason to go into Sodding Lighthouse. Let's just get inside and find a room at a tavern or inn or something. This, I think, is the gateway they mentioned. Gateway Inn, yes. There we go. Hello! Hello, nice bug robes. Can you tell we're in the House Telvanni territory yet? Angradel, Prefect of Hospitality here at the Gateway Inn. Shall I tell you about my trade, or do you need hospitality papers? Or perhaps you are open to an offer of work. Hospitality papers? According to the collective articles of the Council of the Great House Telvanni, outhouse and outlander guests in Sadrith Mora may not travel in town or speak to or conduct business with citizens, tradesmen, or publicans unless they have hospitality papers. This is for the comfort and safety of our guests. As Prefect of Hospitality for Sadrith Mora, I can provide you with these papers for 25 gold. Would you care to purchase these hospitality papers? Yes, I will. Thank you, and here are your papers. They permit you to travel in town and speak to and conduct business with citizens, tradesmen, and publicans anywhere in Sadrith Mora. Of course, we hope you will stay with us here at the Gateway Inn. Travelers of all races, factions, and professions are welcomed and made comfortable here. The Gateway is the official Telvanni hostel for outsiders visiting Sadrith Mora. Unless you are a Telvanni retainer or kin, you may not sleep anywhere else in Sadrith Mora. Unless you are a Telvanni retainer or kin, no one is permitted to walk abroad in Sadrith Mora without hospitality papers. Da-di-da-di-da. You are a bureaucrat and a half, aren't you? What was his offer of work? A ghost is haunting our south turret bedchamber. As soon as we get rid of it, it reappears. We can't rent the room, and all our guests are in an uproar. Mage Mistress Arara Ulvulus, Master Nalos Mouth, came to take a look, but said she couldn't see how to stop the hauntings. If you can get rid of the gateway haunting permanently, I will offer you a choice from a number of valuable items from a local enchanter. Ooh. Really? Alright then. The ghost is in the south turret bedchamber. If you want to look for yourself, head upstairs, then keep heading south and up the stairs to the room. It isn't hard to drive it away, but it always comes back. Mage Mistress Aurora Ulvulus, Master Nalos Mouth, inspected the room but couldn't say why it reappears or how to stop it. Go talk to her if you like. She's always at the Telvanni Council House. She thinks it may be some mischievous sorcerer. If that's true, find out who is responsible and make it stop. Alright then. Interesting. Hello, 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 hello. Who would I talk to about finding a bed? Maybe you? Ah, yes, here we go. Beds. 10 gold. Second floor loft. Second floor loft. Is this American second floor or British second floor? Because those are two different things. Sadrith Mora Gateway Inn, South Wing. Well, that's an owned bed, so I can't be it. Ah, we found the ghost. Which has, apparently, an annoying amount of health. Look at that. Easy enough to get rid of my arse. Actually losing. That's a bit better. Come on, die. 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 Get on. Just fucking... Thank you. Gateway Haunt. Huh. Typical. Empty. Alright, well, we've encountered the dreaded Gateway Haunt. And it gave us a few bruises, actually. Alright, well, it probably wasn't there, unless they sold us the Gateway Haunt's room, which would suck, frankly. Glurok Grashula. I recognize the armor. What you do is your own affair, huh? Gateway Haunting. You've heard about it? I saw it myself. Opened the south turret bedchamber door, and there it is. Another fellow went in and attacked it. He wasn't badly hurt, and it wasn't hard to drive it away. But a couple of hours later, someone else went up there, and it was back. And it keeps coming back, no matter what you do. Nailless Mouth looked at it, but doesn't know what's happening. The gateway can't rent the room, and Angaradel is very upset. Yes, you remember the Morak Tome, jolly good. West Wing. Oh god, I'm already lost. Hello. This wouldn't happen to be in my bed, would it? Up here? Wow, we've got lots of... Our room of the Sijic Order. You've got to be kidding me. And what is wrong with your robes? Why... That's a problem, and it's really kind of irritating me. You know what, viewers, I'm going to be back in a bit. I'm going to see if I can fix this somehow. Okay, mystery solved. It turns out I was missing some of the files for a few of the less generic NPC plugins. She's one of the less generic NPCs in question, so that would explain why her robes were dodgy and why the robes of the other person in Ebonheart were dodgy. Unfortunately, I don't know which plugins I'm missing the files for until I come across one of the NPCs they're part of, so we might run into this more than once, I'm afraid. I do apologise. Anyway, where were we? Talk to me with your eyes open, please. That's just weird. You've come to again to see Council of the Sijic Order. Yeah, sure. I notice you're admiring my grey cloak. We're the oldest monastic group of Tamriel. The Isle of Artium in Somerset Isle is our home, and we have been ruled by Lawmaster Seralis for 250 years. We Sijics are often counselors to royalty and teachers of the Elder Way, a philosophy of meditation and study. The Elder Way differs from what is considered usual magic in origin, but has similar effects. It is impossible to explain to one who is not a Sijic or knows of the elven forces. The Sijic Order chooses its members by a complex, ritualized method not understood by the common people. Even though we Sijics are usually extremely reclusive, members of my order can be recognized by the grey cloaks we choose to wear. The term grey cloak is even a nickname used by those outside my order to refer to us. Elven forces. In Mundus, conflict and disparity are what bring change, and change is the most sacred of the elven forces. Change is the force without focus or origin. It is the duty of the disciplined Sijic to dilute change where it brings greed, gluttony, sloth, ignorance, prejudice, cruelty, and the rest of the 111 prodigalities, and to encourage change where it brings excellence, beauty, happiness, and enlightenment. As such, the faithful council has but one master, their mind. If the person we Sijic counsels acts wickedly and brings Ognathir, or bad change, and will otherwise not be counselled, it is our duty to counterbalance the Ognathir by any means necessary. I believe to go much farther than that, of course. I am tripping over my own tongue with all this stuff, I have to admit. Tell me about the Isle of Artium. The Isle of Artium is the home of the Psijic Order. The isle is difficult to chart geographically, for when the Psijic Order does not wish someone to land on the island and all on it become insubstantial. The Sephira Tower is a relic from a civilization that predates even our ancient Ultima civilization by several hundred years. It's still used in certain rites we Psijics there. Grey cloak. We Psijics wear a distinctive grey cloak as a sign of our order, that is true. My robe is an example of our attire. How can I get a robe like that? Join the Psijic Order is what I would usually say, however this particular robe is a specially made replacement for my normal grey cloak. Most of my belongings were damaged by a storm as I travelled by sea to Morrowind. I have one of these I can give you if you wish. All things require a balance, of course, and you will have to perform a task for me. I have a message I need delivered to Corwin in Indoranian. I am unable to do so for complex reasons. Would you deliver the message? Yeah, alright. Very good. Here's the coded missive. Deliver it to Corwin himself, personally, in Indoranian, and tell him it is from Ardarum of the Psijic Order. He was once a member of the Psijic Order, and reading it may remind him of things he has sadly forgotten. Such is my hope, at least. Bring back any response he makes to me, and I can see if reading it will have the desired effect on Corwin. In return, I shall give you one of my spare robes. There is nothing magical about it, but you can enchant it as you wish. Where is Indoranian, and how will I recognize Corwin? Indoranian is one of the forsaken Dunmer strongholds on Vardenfell. It is located on the mainland coast, northwest of Sadrath Mora and north of Teleroon. Rumours say Daedra worshippers are residing there, so exercise caution. Oh god. Daedra worshippers in this game, for those of you who haven't played this before, are usually quite tough and very difficult to kill. Corwin, we do not have enough time to talk of him, his history and his greatness. He was once one of the greatest Altma Psijics of the First Age, and has lived for millennia. There is a phrase that best describes him. True genius is often indistinguishable from madness. Okay. Do not upset him. He has lived for millennia, and his mind works in ways I cannot explain. Okay. Right. Grey cloak, though. Were you going to give me one? In the meantime, you said something about the dialogue option has disappeared. Oh, okay. The old way. That is what we in the Psijic Order correctly name what others call mysticism. The old way also refers to the religion and customs of us Psijics. The old way is our truth and our religion. It is very difficult, if not impossible, to explain to someone who is not well versed in the lore and beliefs of my order. But this much, at least, has been written of it to outsiders. We who know the old ways are well aware of the existence of a spiritual world invisible to the unenlightened. Just as one living in a kingdom, but unaware of the political machinations underneath, may see a new tax or battle preparation as the caprices of fortune, many observe floods, famines, and madness with helpless incomprehension. This is deplorable. As the great Julian Darnijan moaned, the power of ignorance can shatter ebony like glass. We grasp the necessity both of endowing good men with great power and making powerful men good. We recognize the multiple threats that a strong tyrant represents. He breeds cruelty which feeds the Daedra Boethia, and hatred which feeds the Daedra Vermina. If he should die, having performed a particularly malevolent act, he may go to rule in oblivion, and worst of all, he inspires other villains to thirst after power and other rulers to embrace villainy. Knowing this, we have developed patience in our dealings with such despots. They should be crippled, humiliated, impoverished, imprisoned. Sounds less and less like you and I ought to be getting along. Coded missive. It isn't a code of the Sigic Order. Corwin will be able to translate it, and reading it may remind him of things he has sadly forgotten. Such is my hope, at least. Treat him with respect, Fathis. True genius is often indistinguishable from madness. Yep. Oh, this is in return I shall give you one of my spare robes. Oh. I was kind of hoping it would be magical. Fine.
I suppose it is my duty to help those less fortunate.
Is this... Am I allowed to sleep? No. Okay. Well, no surprise there. Oh, for the love of Christ, where the... Well, that was an interesting distraction, but I still haven't found my bloody room. Yeah, well, we'll get on that at some point. She said northwest of Sadrith Mora, right? So, around maybe here somewhere. Let's have a look. Indoranian. Options, topics, I. Indoranian. Why is it? It's not bloody there. Maybe it's... in the fortress of Indoranian. Corwin. Hey. Miss, I'm afraid I've forgotten.
My patience is limited.
Oh God. No. Yeah. Okay. Currently, there is almost no relationship between the Sigic Order and the Empire. If there is serious trouble in the Empire, there will not be any Sigics in Cyrodiil cancelling the Empire. That is a choice the last few Emperors have made themselves. I will say no more on the matter. What about House Telvanni? Some of the greatest Telvanni have been members of the Sigic Order, although few since we returned to Tamriel. Bollocks. Topics, Grey Cloak, perhaps. Aha! Here we go. One of the forsaken Dunmer strongholds on Vardenfell is located on the mainland coast northwest of Sadrith Mora and north of Teleroon. Northwest of Sadrith Mora, north of Teleroon. Got it. Okay.